The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse. Once there were two mice who were cousins. One lived in the town and the other lived in the country. The country mouse lived in a quiet field near a hedge that bordered a small farm. His home was simple, but it was peaceful. Each day followed much the same pattern, and that suited him well. He woke with the light, gathered what food he could find, and rested when the sun was high. In the evenings, he returned to his nest beneath the roots of a tree, where the earth stayed warm and still. One day, the town mouse came to visit. He arrived wearing a confident air, his whiskers neat and his movements quick. He looked around at the open fields and the wide sky with curiosity, but also with a hint of impatience. The country mouse was pleased to see his cousin and welcomed him warmly. They shared what food the country mouse had gathered: grains of wheat, a few seeds, and a piece of dried root. They ate together quietly, sitting near the entrance to the nest. The town mouse tasted the food and nodded politely. "It is very plain," he said. "You must work hard for such simple meals." The country mouse smiled. "It is enough," he said, "and it is easy to find." The town mouse shook his head. "You should come and see how I live," he said. "There is food in abundance, laid out every day without effort. You need never worry about hunger again." The country mouse considered this. He had never been to the town, and the idea of plentiful food was tempting. After some thought, he agreed to go. They set off together, leaving the quiet fields behind and travelling toward the town. As they went, the sounds around them changed. The air grew busier, filled with unfamiliar smells and distant movement. When they arrived, the town mouse led his cousin into a large house. Inside, the rooms were tall and filled with objects the country mouse had never seen before. They slipped into a dining room where a table stood ready for a meal. On it were pieces of bread, crumbs of cake, cheese, and fruit. There was far more food than the country mouse had ever seen in one place. They had only just begun to eat when a loud noise filled the room. The door opened suddenly. At once, the town mouse darted into a corner. The country mouse followed, startled and unsure. Heavy footsteps crossed the floor, and voices sounded overhead. When the room was quiet again, the town mouse returned to the table. "There is nothing to worry about," he said. "This happens often." They resumed eating, but soon another sound reached their ears. This time it was sharper and closer. The door opened again, and 2 dogs ran into the room. The mice fled at once, squeezing through a narrow opening and hiding until the danger had passed. The country mouse's heart was beating quickly now. When the room was finally still, he turned to his cousin. "I see that you live very well," he said, "but your meals are never peaceful." The town mouse laughed lightly. "One grows used to it," he said. But the country mouse shook his head. "I would rather eat plain food in safety," he said, "than feast in fear." With that, he thanked his cousin for the visit and set out at once for the country. When he reached his quiet field again, the sun was low and the evening air was calm. He returned to his nest beneath the tree roots and ate his simple meal in peace. And there he remained, content with what he had.